Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited to do because it's going to be all about 9 brands I think you should try in 2019. So last year after I posted the 8 brands I want to try in 2018, I also posted 8 brands I think you should try in 2018, kind of talking about either newer brands or brands that I just feel are underrated or don't get talked about a lot. And I wanted to do the same thing this year. So I did already go ahead and post my 9 brands that I want to try in 2019, talking about 9 brands that I haven't tried anything from, but I really want to make 2019 the year that I do, so I will have that video listed down below. And now this video is going to be the 9 brands I think that you should try in the new year. So if you're ready to see the brands that I've chosen, why don't we go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I'm not going in any sort of like particular order here, I just have a list written down. But first up I wanted to talk about Mavie Cosmetics. Mavie Cosmetics is a newer brand. They just launched with their first collection. They are an indie brand and I've just been really excited about this brand. I've mentioned them in a trying new makeup video. I did another trying new makeup video featuring all indie makeup, and I featured Mavie Cosmetics in there. I believe I've done an Instagram tutorial with their products, but I'm just really excited about it because I think that it was a really well done launch. I think it's a really well done collection that was come out with. I really like the packaging on all of the different products that have come out with. I like kind of the meaning behind the brand, but then I also think the quality is awesome. So that's really the biggest reason why I'm recommending it here. Now I do actually have one of the palettes on my eyes today. This one is the Take Me to Stockholm palette. So I tried to do something like fairly simple but still like pretty poppin'. So I just played around mainly with the blue in here, which is called Swedish Night Train. I just used a couple other shadows in here also, but I think the quality in these palettes are really good. I'm really impressed with the mattes in here because they blend really well. They're pigmented without being overly pigmented. They're very easy to work with. But what has me really impressed, especially with the eyeshadow palettes, is the shimmers in here. I have not had to I have not had to use a wet brush with the shimmers in these palettes, and that to me is just super impressive. Another favorite of mine is the Take Me to Paris. My kind of tones in here that I really enjoy, but all of the shimmers so far that I've tried, you do not need to wet your brush, and sometimes even when you're using a high-end eyeshadow palette, you still need to come in with a damp brush to really get the full impact or the full like pow of an eyeshadow, and you don't have to do these you don't have to do that with these palettes, which I just think is really impressive. I've also really been enjoying the blushes as well, and I do have the blush I Can and I Will on today. It's just a really nice kind of neutral blush in here. So there's a single blushes, there's lipsticks, there's 4 pan palettes. This is one of the 4 pan palettes that I grabbed out for reference. Like I said, Mavie Cosmetics is a new brand. Oh, I also really love like the travel theme to all of the different palettes. Take Me to Stockholm, Take Me to Hong Kong, Take Me to Paris. I just think that is super cute. They have a great Instagram where they kind of am explaining, you know, I've seen some posts explaining, you know, how they got the ideas for the certain colors and the different palettes and things like that, which I think is really cool. Right now you can only purchase Mavie Cosmetics on their website, I believe. That is still how it is, but I'm excited to see, you know, what's going to happen with the brand, what they're going to come out with next. Again, I mean, they came out with a fairly large, you know, first launch collection. There's a lot of different items to choose from. There's a lot of different of these 9 pan palettes in here. We got the 4 pan palettes, like I said, the blushes and the lipsticks, which I just think is amazing. But if you haven't heard of Mavie Cosmetics yet, I would recommend checking them out. The next brand that I want to talk about is Persona Cosmetics. Persona Cosmetics has been a brand that I've just been so impressed with, especially with their the latest releases that they've been coming out with. I've just been so highly impressed with them. So Persona Cosmetics was actually started by a YouTuber who is Sona, so I will have her linked down below. Of course, all these websites and where to get the products and everything will be linked in my description box. I also feel like she's a very supportive YouTuber as well. Whenever I post anything about Persona Cosmetics, I'm not only getting a comment from Persona's Instagram account, but also Sona's as well, which I just think is really cool. But in addition to that, again, they have a really quality products. Now the first item that they came out with, I believe this was the first one, is the Identity palette, and inside you just have, you know, it's a fairly neutral eyeshadow palette in here, but it's really nice quality. This item that I tried from Persona Cosmetics was the highlights. These are the Cali Glow highlighters, and this one is in Zuma, and this is truly one of my favorite highlighters. When people ask me what highlighters I'm loving right now, I'm typically always working in the Persona Zuma highlight because I think that it is a stunning highlighter. They also do have a nice little mirror on it, and there are different shades of these highlights as well to choose from. Next up, I tried the liquid lipsticks from Persona Cosmetics, and these are really really nice liquid lipsticks. There's 3 different shades that you can choose from. There's more of a nude, you have a pink, and then you also have a really nice red. A very long wearing formula. It's also very comfortable on the lips. It's not too drying or anything like that. And I think that they hold up really well throughout the day. So I definitely recommend the liquid lipsticks. Now, I recently reviewed the most recent Persona Cosmetics release in a Hits and Misses follow-up video. So I will have that one listed down below in case you want to see like my full thoughts on it. But recently they came out with these Color Theory eye kits. There's a pink one and there's also a copper one. I was sent over the pink one from Persona Cosmetics, and included in there you do get a 5-pan eyeshadow palette. The pink one is an all matte palette. You also get an eyeliner and you also get a blending brush, which I think is really awesome. And again, I was really impressed with it, especially the eyeshadow palette. I love that it comes with a blending brush, but the eyeshadows in here are so nice. If you're into monochromatic pink looks, I definitely recommend checking out the Pink Theory eye kit from Persona Cosmetics. So you can get Persona on the website, and these are also available at Ulta Beauty, which I think is amazing too. You know, we love Ulta for their reward system and all of that. So if there's anything that you've been interested in trying, you can also purchase these from Ulta Beauty, and I would definitely recommend the brand. Next brand I want to talk about is actually one that I mentioned in my 8 brands I want to try in 2018 video. So last November, I was saying I really want to try this brand. I'm so intrigued by it, la la la. Well, it went on to become one of my favorite brands. So of course I want to include it in here. Again, bit of a newer brand, so I thought I would mention it, but that is Lawless Beauty, of course. I don't feel like anyone should be surprised to see this one in here. I have really enjoyed Lawless Beauty, really from the moment that I started trying them. The first items that I tried from Lawless were the liquid lipsticks. These are pricey liquid lipsticks at $25 each, but Lawless Beauty can also be found at Sephora, which I think is great. And these are really quality liquid lipsticks, which I think is fantastic. They're one of the more comfortable liquid lipsticks that I've ever worn. Again, if people are asking me, you know, what are your top liquid lipstick formulas, I'm always mentioning Lawless Beauty in here. They have a great variety of colors in there, but like I said, they're very long wearing, they're very comfortable, they smell good. But to me, the thing that sticks out to me the most about Lawless Beauty is just how comfortable of a liquid lipstick they are, yet that can be really long wearing. A lot of times when you think of a long wearing liquid lipstick, it gets really drying on you, but this is like it's just so comfortable on the lips. So I really would recommend their liquid lipsticks. The other item that I've been loving from Lawless Beauty are the new Seal the Deal setting powders. I've been mentioning these recently in videos as well. I have Classic Translucent, which I like for all over the face, and also the brightening Translucent, which I really enjoy for under the eyes, but these are really nice setting powders as well. Also, Lawless Beauty, like I said, they are a newer brand, so they have the liquid lipsticks, they have the powders, they have the foundation, which I did try, and that was the only thing so far that I haven't enjoyed from Lawless Beauty. I felt like it just didn't stick on my skin long enough, and it was almost like too luminous, even on my more dry skin. They are also coming out with a new eyeshadow palette. I'm just waiting for that one to come into Sephora, and I'm planning on picking that one up because I'm really excited to be able to review it. It is called The One, and then that's everything that's out from Lawless Beauty right now. Like I mentioned, again, a newer brand, so if you haven't heard of it yet or you weren't sure if you want to try it out, those are some of my thoughts and a brand that I would definitely recommend. I want to talk about Divina Cosmetics. So Divina Cosmetics, I have a bunch of their single shadows. So I have a couple here in this Z palette, so kind of this top row here of these single shades. We have some shimmers and then also some mattes. Those are from Divina Cosmetics. And then I also have this little collection here from Divina Cosmetics. This is the Pink Icing collection. So again, a mixture of matte and shimmers, very monochromatic. And then we also have 2 highlighters down here. This is an indie brand. They can be found on the Divina Cosmetics website. But if you are a big fan of single shadows, I would definitely recommend checking them out. I'm getting more and more into single shadows recently. You know, I mentioned Sydney Grace in the 9 brands that I want to try in 2019, and I was eyeing some of their single shadows. You know, I just purchased a bunch of single shadows from ColourPop, so I'm kind of getting more into that. But if you are, and I know a lot of people are, I would definitely recommend checking out Divina Cosmetics. I've had really good luck with both their matte shadows and the shimmer shadows. The only ones that I would say I don't totally love so far were like these highlights. I really like them as eyeshadows, but for highlighters, I didn't love them on the face, and I thought that they were a little bit too glittery. But when it comes to the actual eyeshadows, I've been really impressed with them. I am an affiliate with Divina Cosmetics as well, so if there is anything that you'd want to purchase from the site, my code is just Samantha, and I believe it gets 10% off. But again, if you're just someone who's interested in single shadows or indie brands or anything like that, I would definitely recommend the shadows from Divina Cosmetics. Next up, I want to talk about a brand that is not new. It's been around for a while, but I just feel like I don't hear a lot of people talk about the brand, and that's where kind of the underratedness comes from, and that is TheBalm. I just feel like I don't hear a lot of people talking about TheBalm, and they come out with new items. TheBalm, you know, can be found on the website. They even have an Amazon storefront. Also find them inside of Kohl's, but again, they're just a brand I don't hear mentioned a lot. You know, I'm not trying to say nobody ever talks about TheBalm, because that's not the case, but I just feel like it's just not as much, and I feel like they have some really good products. So one of the first palettes that I ever tried out from TheBalm was the Meat Matte Schmaker, and this has continued to be a really loved on palette for me. Inside you have these different pans, and then they're kind of split pans in here because the idea behind it was that you have these shadows that kind of go together. I thought that was really cool. My favorite little duo in here is the Kate Chevron, I think is what it's called. You have a really beautiful matte mauve and then a really pretty like light pink shimmer. And I think that it's really beautiful. And then also this one down here, which is Rose Snyder. That is a really beautiful set as well. You have the browns in here, you have some purples and greens, but this is a really nice eyeshadow palette. It also does come with a mirror, and I think that this is really good quality, so I would definitely recommend that. When TheBalm came out with their Take Home the Bronze, their bronzers, these powders are so nice, and I feel like out of everything, I feel like I've heard several people mention these. My favorite personally is Oscar, and I actually use it as a contour powder. You've probably seen me use it as a contour powder in like my tutorials or get readies with me. I think I've mentioned it in a favorites video as well, but I really love this one as a contour powder. There's also two other shades. Oscar is the lightest, and they actually had to rename them, so I think this one is now called Oliver. So they had to rename them, so sometimes the names trip me up a little bit. But these are so nice. Again, 3 different shades, so you can choose what color you want. If you're kind of my coloring, Oscar, again, I think is a really nice contour shade. But then also this Schwing liquid eyeliner. I have mentioned this before, I think maybe it was in a favorites video, and I had so many people write in and tell me that you decided to purchase this eyeliner and how much you like it, and I'm like, yes! I am not super fantastic with liquid eyeliner, like winged liner, especially when I haven't done it for a long time and then I'm trying to do wings again. I'm like, wait, where does it go again? And so, but with this one, I feel like whenever I use it, I just kind of get that flick right away. It's super easy to use, and I really like it. And when I first got it and I was thinking about using it, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like it because I'm better with like pens and not this kind of more like flimsy applicator. I was like, oh no, this is just going to be a hot mess, and it's not. Every time I use this, I'm just really impressed with the wing that I get, and it's super black, it's super matte, it doesn't transfer on me. I really like this liquid eyeliner. But again, TheBalm, I just feel like they're an underrated makeup brand, and I'm not really sure why, but I would recommend checking them out for sure. So next up, I want to talk about a lash brand. I love lashes. I know they're not for everybody, but I really enjoy false lashes and finding some good ones. I feel like a lot of people are probably going to think that I'm going to mention Lily Lashes because I just recently fell in love with Lily Lashes, but I feel like I have been talking about them so much that I wanted to mention another brand because these are a little bit newer to me and I'm pretty stoked about them. These are House of Lashes. So House of Lashes recently came into Ulta Beauty, and that has got me really excited. One of the first pairs I tried actually from House of Lashes was in Heartbreaker. My mom got them for me for my birthday a couple of years ago. Like, I picked them out, and I thought that they were good, but I wasn't necessarily like blown away with them. And then I decided to try them again, and I tried out these ones here in Boudoir, and I really ended up enjoying them. Obviously, like, I'm using them so they're not all like nice in the package, but I really liked these, and I was like, okay. And then I tried the Allure light lashes, and I love the Allure light lashes. I love them. They're one of my favorite styles of lashes, and these ones are looking pretty rough. I should probably get a new one of you because I don't want to be without Allure Light. And they're nice and affordable too, and like I said, they're at Ulta Beauty. They're more affordable for lashes, I should say. And then most recently, I picked up a pair of the Iconic Light Lashes. I would always hear people talking about House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. They came out with a whole light line, so styles that are just, you know, maybe not as dramatic as their counterpart. So I ended up going with the Iconic Lights. I was a little bit worried that maybe they would be like too natural for me because I like when I wear false lashes that you know I'm wearing false lashes. Like, I'm not trying to trick people. Like, my lashes don't extend to my eyebrows naturally. you know. So I like it to be known that I'm wearing false lashes, and I still feel like these ones they're not super natural, but they're not like extra dramatic. They're still very long lashes, but I think that they are beautiful. I will definitely be getting another pair of the iconic Lite lashes. Like I said, they do have a few styles now in at Ulta Beauty, which I think is fantastic, but I would definitely recommend them, especially I believe the lashes are around like $12. I also do like the lash glue, the lash adhesive that they have, which I believe that you can get that on Ulta as well. If not, then you can find House of Lashes on their website. I've been using that one recently. When I first tried it out, I didn't love it, and now I'm much more impressed with it. It's more of a brush-on style, so you brush it on versus like squeezing it out of a tube onto the lash band, but I really do feel like it's holding the lashes in place. I don't feel like it takes a long time for it to get tacky. With my Duo lash adhesive, I mean, sometimes I'm waiting even 90 seconds for it to get a little bit tacky so it doesn't get so messy and slippery on my eyes, and it really is. Like, once I put the lashes down, it's like, boom, there they are. I don't feel like they're moving around. They really do stay. The only downfall of it is that you really have to make sure you remove it at night when you're taking off your makeup, because if you have any residue left over, like your lashes are gonna stick together. Like, when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna be like, what happened? Why can't I open my eyes? What went wrong last night? You know, it's gonna be something like that. So definitely make sure you take it all off, but I really would recommend House of Lashes. Okay, the next brand I want to recommend, I am wearing a few products from them as well, and this is Profusion Cosmetics. Now, I recently was able to try out Profusion Cosmetics. I think it was in my indie brand, trying products from indie makeup, that was in there. Now, Profusion Cosmetics has been around for several years, but they are an indie brand, which just means that they're an independently owned company. They're not owned by a larger corporation. You know, they're not under like a parent umbrella or anything like that. So Profusion Cosmetics is an indie brand, but they're also extremely affordable. You can find these on their website. You can also find them at Target, and I mean extremely affordable. This was the lip set that I tried out in the video, and it is what I'm wearing today. I have the lip liner, the lipstick, and also the lip gloss or the lip strobe on, and this entire kit is like $4.99. Like, that's insane to me, and they're really nice products too, so I would definitely recommend the lip kit. I also tried out the blush and the highlighter from this set right here, and they have, this is a part of their holiday collection, and they have a variety of different shades for these palettes, and then you also have eyeshadows over here. I've dipped into the eyeshadows recently because I am going to be reviewing this palette here soon. This is called the Mixed Metals, and this one is in Silver Sparkle, but like I said, they do have other choices too, but they're very affordable products. So if you're looking for some good affordable products, I was at Target just last night actually. So I got this little new tree in the background. I'm trying to be festive. I don't decorate for the holidays or anything. I'm kind of a Grinch when it comes to that. I just don't have the skills, you know. I don't have those kind of decorating skills, but I got this little tree. But I definitely walked through the makeup section because I was like, I feel like I've never even noticed Profusion Cosmetics at Target, and sure enough, there it was. I mean, I saw that set, I saw all their holiday sets. I was like, oh, okay then, there it is. You just missed it all that time. But I would definitely recommend checking out Profusion Cosmetics. So the next brand that I want to talk about is Stilazzi. Now, Stilazzi is, I believe that they're a newer brand. They used to be focused on almost like accessories for makeup artists, I think is kind of how they started and got into the business. But now they're creating their own makeup line. So they have brushes out, they have face brushes, they have eye brushes. Then they also came out with blush palettes. They came out with two different blush palettes. This one is the Bahamas palette, and they also have the Barbados, which is geared for people with darker skin tones. So this one is perfect for me. You have some really nice matte blushes in here, shimmer blushes. You can use them as highlights. So that's a really beautiful palette. But their most recent release are these eyeshadow palettes, and these are bomb eyeshadow palettes. I've done tutorials with these on my channel, on my Instagram. I've mentioned them in favorites videos. I was so impressed with these eyeshadow palettes. In particular, I really enjoyed the Stellar eyeshadow palette, which is interesting because it is more of their cool tone. You know, it's a very cool tone, kind of like a taupey vibes eyeshadow palette, but this palette is beautiful. The quality is so good. It is a larger eyeshadow palette, but you do have a nice mirror in here, and again, these eyeshadows are just bomb. Then they also they released these at the same time, but then we also have the Spellbound palette. This one is more what I feel like I would have gravitated towards, more of the warm tones. you know, you have some pops of colors in here, but also some really beautiful neutrals. But honestly, I enjoyed the Stellar even more. I still would recommend this one. I think that these are both the same quality, so you're getting the same great quality in them. And I just enjoy these palettes so much. So I've raved about these a lot on my channel, but I'm really impressed with them. I am also an affiliate with Stilazzi. My code is, again, Samantha, I believe it is. I will have all these linked down below, of course, and listed. And I believe that my code is still good for 20% off. I think they extended it from 10% to 20% through the rest of 2018. So if you purchase anything from them, you can use that to get 20% off your order. It is an affiliate code, so I do make commission off that. But I've been really impressed with this brand, and I'm really excited to see what they come out with next. And I feel like they're just good people at the brand too. I've actually been able to talk with several of them, and they just seem like a really solid company, so I'm really excited to see what they put out next. Okay, the 9th and final brand that I want to mention is actually one that I'm almost like cheating a little bit, because I really wanted to include this brand in 9 brands I want to try in 2019, but technically I already have something from the brand, but I want to try more, so I thought I would also like sneak this one in here. I haven't tried as much from this brand as I've tried from the others that I've mentioned, but I still think that it's a pretty cool brand. It's a YouTuber, you know, a YouTuber started this brand, but I think that they have some really interesting releases. That is Dominique Cosmetics. So Dominique Cosmetics was started by Kristen Dominique, a very successful YouTuber. The first palette that she came out with is the Latte palette, and I enjoy this palette so much. I actually just went traveling over the Thanksgiving holiday down to Alabama, and this was the palette that I brought. I did bring my Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves as well, because that basically is just, it just lives in my travel bag. But I brought this one. Those were the 2 palettes that I brought, and I actually I only wore the Latte palette on my eyes. I just thought it was so beautiful. I got compliments on my makeup. Oh my gosh, I was in a store. I don't even know what store I was in. We were down shopping in Alabama. We were just in like a clothing store, and a gal came up to me and said that she really liked my makeup, and I was like, thank you. And of course, my mom comes over, she goes, oh, she is a beauty influencer on YouTube. I was like, thanks, Mom. Got Mom promoting me over there. I was like, thanks, Mom, you're great. But I thought that was really sweet, and I was wearing the Latte palette from Dominique Cosmetics. I was really impressed with this. You know, the tones in here are definitely what I enjoy, but I really want to pick up the Berries and Cream eyeshadow palette, her latest palette release, and I also am planning to pick up one of the liquid lipsticks that she came out with also. She does have the Lemonade palette as well, which I haven't tried, but I think that I would prefer the Berries and Cream. I really like the tones in there a lot more, so I'm planning to pick that one up and a liquid lipstick, but I thought that I would mention Dominique Cosmetics. But after that, those are going to be the 9 brands that I think you should try in 2019. Some newer brands, some brands maybe I think are underrated, or brands that I just simply wanted to spotlight here on my channel. So I would love to know if you have tried any of these, if you're planning to try any of them, or what are some brands that you think, myself or anyone else reading the comments, what are some brands that you think that we should try in 2019? Again, I'll have the 9 brands I do want to try video listed in my description box if you want to check that one out. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.